they respected what came before them enough to plagiarize it a little, but also to give it new life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Apter Chat right here on Sportskeeda's WrestleBinge, and you can see him flying right now as he's adjusting where he is. Mark Henry, welcome back to the Apter Chat. It's always a pleasure to see you.
I appreciate it, man. How you doing?
I'm good. By the way, nobody's ever brought up, you have two first names.
Three, actually.
Oh,
my middle name is Gerard.
Mark Gerard Henry. So you have three first names. Wow. Were you named after someone in particular?
No, not as far as I know. My mom liked the names, and she just put them all together.
All three names. So it could have changed out. You could have been Gerard Henry Mark. But okay,
there you go.
But Henry had to be at the end. So wanted to have you on here just for kind of a mishmash of things. First of all, let's just give our audience a rundown of what you're doing these days. Mid-June, you've got a lot going on. You left AEW in a very amicable split with them. So moving forward now, I hear you've got a lot of big things planned. I know you were at MLW recently, so let's do some catch up.
Well, I mean, number one is I needed time to focus some attention on Mark Henry Strong Kids. My love child, if you will, to the world. I'm trying to teach kids how to not only get stronger physically, but get stronger mentally and emotionally, and explain to them how to be strong in willpower and discipline, and also teach them how to compete. So Mark Henry Strong Kids is number one.
Now, where can people find more information about that?
You can go to themarkhenry.com. I'm doing summer camps in Austin at Hit Athletic here coming up in 3 weeks, and with the Boys and Girls Club, with the Urban League.
This is wonderful.
And a couple of other charitable organizations where we're always looking for sponsors and donors to help pay for these kids and to pay for my team, because, I do it out of love. The other people do it as a job.
I was going to ask you what brought you to doing this? What brought you to doing this?
I just always had a love for, kids in general, and teaching them what I've learned along the way, because, to be a realist, the men in my family start checking out around 70 years old. Yeah. So, just turning 53 a couple of days ago, my birthday. Thank you. So I want to do as much as I can, for headstone material. Yeah. And I don't want to, I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for fame. I'm looking for statues and to be remembered. And, it's cool to be an athlete that did something, or a wrestler that won championships and all of the things that I've done. But nobody's going to remember the things like you helping their kid become a success, or helping a kid deal with bullying, or give them words of wisdom to understand how systems work. And it's okay to cry and be sensitive, but there's a time not to. And all of the things have to be taught. And I'm trying to do that.
Is pro wrestling involved in this in any way?
Not yet, but I'm sure that there's some companies that are when I send them a letter soliciting funds to help, I'm sure that they'll do the right thing. But that's just going to be a day where I want to prove what I'm doing can work without them first, because a lot of times people take a lot more respect for you and have a lot more respect for you when they see you able to fend for yourself.
Yes, yes, yes. That's great. I'm glad you're doing that.
Check out BrainBuster, the daily quiz that tests your WWE knowledge with winning streaks, stats, and more. It's time to see if you're up for the challenge.
What else are you doing? You mentioned there were a few things.
I'm helping with All Caribbean Wrestling.
Oh.
I always wanted to see a pro wrestling company that had an emphasis on African heritage, and there's things that I got brewing that I'm not at liberty to talk about as double secret squirrel information, but
yeah.
The world is going to know that Mark Henry existed in this world outside of sports.
Who promotes All Caribbean at this point? Are they actively promoting at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I do a good job of it, but you you can go on social media, on Instagram and Facebook and X, and look up All Caribbean Wrestling. JB does a real good job. Ashe does a good job. Booker T and his Reality of Wrestling is great representation.
Oh, that's are they involved in All Caribbean as well?
No, I'm just naming companies that exist on those lines.
Okay,
and,
I understand.
I just want to see the development of the African American talent in the world do better, because a lot of times the talent they'll go to AEW or WWE or MLW or New Japan or wherever, TNA and GCW. Like, you go to these places and these people have worked really hard to be fixtures in the pro wrestling world, and they don't get the opportunity to prove what they really can do and how they really can work, because they're working for a small company.
Right.
I want to put the battery in the back of these companies and talk to the big companies and say, hey, let's do better by the top 3 wrestlers in each company. And everybody else, they have to work for it.
Yeah.
But the top people need to be treated like top people.
When I was growing up, you talk about Caribbean, Dory Dixon was one of my favorite wrestlers. He was one of the first high flyers that I had seen. He had the Calypso Kid, Dory Dixon. Sweet Daddy Siki was another one of my favorites. Yeah. Bearcat Wright, Bobo Brazil. I mean, the incredible names. And, in this day and age, had people seen them, and you can see them on YouTube and just see what great athletes they were.
Yeah, and also great psychologists. And
yes.
People that were able to draw. When you're good enough that you can fill up 200 to 1,000 people every weekend, obviously you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
And I want to just expound on the development of these companies.
AJ Styles' retirement, Mark Henry. I mean, let's talk about that. The whole world is talking about that. And you know what I thought was going to happen? I thought Cody was going to clothesline AJ Styles, but then I figured Cody's Mr. Merchandise right now. They can't do that. So, but that's what I thought was going to happen. Talk about that if you would.
I tell you what, watching it live, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see what's going on. and I was very proud that they did it like that, and how it happened, and the posturing and everything. And sometimes, like a lot of people don't like The Naked Gun, or they don't like Police Academy, or they don't like. Dave LaGreca loves those movies.
Yeah, I do too.
And I love spoofs, and I love plays on words of things that have been said before.
Yeah, I'm a big Airplane guy.
Airplane is another one. Like that, those movies, they make you laugh, and they also make you think. Wow, they paid a lot of attention, and they respected what came before them enough to plagiarize it a little, but also to give it new life. And I thought that they gave it new life more than anything. That I was very proud of them, and it got a lot of attention. I made the simple comment, "Good job, AJ."
Yeah,
and it got 1 million views.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you think there was a swerve coming there? You think?
Oh yeah, I could feel it. I could feel it.
No, did you think it was going to be Cody like I did?
I did not. AJ, he was playing it to the hilt, and he did a hell of a job. I'm very.
Can you
proud.
imagine if they did it the other way? What the wrestling world would have been like with Cody Rhodes turning heel right then and there?
It would have been something for a little while, but the wrestling business is not founded on a little while. Every time that you went with the cheap pop, it backfired. You got to stay the course, tell the stories the way the fans like to tell stories, and this is me.
Yeah.
The comic book.
Oh yeah, yes, I know that.
When you are used to reading stories, you can almost tell what the story is going to do, but you can't wait to get to the end anyway.
You ever cheat and go to the end first?
No, I've never done it.
All right, just want to check.
I've never done it, but like when I watch wrestling, that's what I'm looking for, to be hooked, for the story to be in so far that I lean in. I'm like, oh shoot, come on, man! Like I'm behind the characters and the players. I love the business, and the storytelling is the thing that moves me the most.
So then let's ask you what you think about Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio, that little angle. I like it. So,
I like it too.
Yeah.
It's like Days of Our Lives.
Right. What do you think's going to happen there? Rhea Ripley comes back. What's going to happen?
I think Rhea comes back and is like, hey, you need to find some business, girl. You need to find your own man. And, now you have a story that's being told that is, Dominik, gets caught up in the middle, but indirectly. It's not like he's perpetuating it.
Yeah, she's coming on to him. Yeah.